So I just finished reading this book called The Nix by Nathan Hill. And the Nix, according to Norwegian folklore, it sometimes appears as a white horse that steals children away. And in this book, the Nix is anything that you love that one day disappears and takes with it a piece of your heart. And so the book is all about the main character's discovery of himself and why his mother left him when he was 11, and then more about what motivated his mother and who she became. What he finally came to understand was that she was very afraid pretty much her whole life. And that great and constant fear, he said, was that if anyone came to know all of her, the real her, the true, deep, essential person that she is, they would not find enough stuff there to love. Hers was not a soul large enough for her to nourish another. And I was struck by that because there are so many times where I feel like I just do not have enough to give, and so I want to retreat. And I wonder if that's something that you have struggled with as well. And then he, throughout all the crises that happened that he discovered about his mother and that he was enduring, he realized that sometimes a crisis is not a crisis at all, it's just a new beginning. And because if a new beginning is really new, it will feel like a crisis. Any real change should make you feel at first afraid, and if you're not afraid of it, then it's probably not real change. And of course that struck a chord in myself as well, especially with all of the new things happening with my kids and in this new stage in my life. I am afraid. I'm afraid to stand in front of this camera. I'm afraid to step out and use the gifts that I have. But then he made this statement, and it was very convicting to me. Sometimes we are so wrapped up in our own story that we don't see how we are supporting characters in someone else's. I know that I get so caught up in my own story, I don't recognize how much I am a part of somebody else's, but not even that, not recognizing how much somebody else's story shapes mine. And then I was reminded of the verse 1 John 4:18, that there's no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear. For fear has to do with punishment, and whoever fears has not reached perfection in love. That is my desire, to reach that perfection in love, to not be afraid, but to be totally motivated by love in as I step out and do some of these new things, as I encourage my children to go across the world or into even the next classroom, and as I encourage you, as you're watching, to consider the new things that are confronting you right now and see them as a new beginning, to be motivated by love and to not be afraid. I wonder if there are some things that you are facing that you might be afraid of that is a new beginning, and would you share them right here?